Go ahead and meet on 479, but then let's discuss, because we're going to kick everything into conference. Sounds like you might have a different ranking or a different person on for some of the election bills. So I think maybe just ask Jason to go through them, and then we'll get you a copy of this sheet. Andrew's working on that right now.
That'll be fine. And you're correct on the election bills. We will have a different ranking. So we need to keep that, be Representative Miller. So we'll need to keep those separate due to two separate conference committees.
And maybe we can kind of get that all sorted out, and then
we can get that.
Go that direction.
Right.
So,
But
yeah.
I would ask that we consider all bills in conference today, so that when we won't be calling a conference committee for an individual bill. It'll just be called for all bills in conference.
Okay.
Would that be agreeable to you, Mr. Chairman?
That's agreeable to me.
Good.
And we can kind of figure out our shells and how we're going to handle all that, so.
Well, thanks to the reviser, we will know that.
Thank you. So I like that idea of all bills in conference, but I would prefer we need to know which ones we're conferencing on, though.
Well, I hope we have that when we have the sheet from Jason. I have a copy of them here, but I'm not sure. We just got assigned 2 today. So as soon as we get that updated, I would imagine that each conference committee, Jason will provide us, or the reviser will advise us of what bills we have available and what kind of goes together.
We're building our list right now, and I think we acceded to one more today.
So we may be getting another.
Yeah, so it's kind of, we're on the build-up, and that's the good thing about being exempt.
Yeah, or the bad thing about being exempt.
Go ahead, Jason.
All right. Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, these are the bills that are in conference, or I should say soon to be in conference, as they have been non-concurred by at least one chamber. There were 2 bills that were in conference last session among these conferees, House Bill 2138 and House Bill 2252. The contents of both of those bills were passed last year in a different bill. They both dealt with liquor regulation, and so those bills are essentially shells right now sitting in this conference committee. There is Senate Bill 2 that was sent over from the House on regulation of alcoholic liquor at the Kansas State Fair. There is Senate Bill 34, which was amended by the Senate before it sent over to the House and then came back. It mandates a review of administrative rules and regulations by agencies within a certain time period. There is Senate Bill 405, which conveys certain land in Johnson County to the Shawnee tribe. Senate Bill 479, which authorizes the suffragist movement memorial in the State House. There is Senate substitute for House Bill 2056, which was the regulation of kratom products, and I believe it has now been amended to something different on the Senate. I'd have to double check as to what that is, but it is in conference. It was originally the Kratom Product Regulation Act. And let me see real quick if I can. Oh, it's an election bill, so that one you might want to hold over for your other conferee.
Correct.
And then the Senate substituted House Bill 2057 with the Kansas Assistance Animals and Housing Act. I didn't know if you wanted to go through bills that had passed one chamber, because there is Senate Bill 84 was passed by the Senate to authorize and regulate sports wagering. There is House substitute for Senate Bill 158, was passed by the House to enact the Medical Marijuana Regulation Act. There is a Senate Bill 181, was the Elevator Safety Act, that I believe was addressed by a different conference committee already this session.
2005, actually.
That was my understanding.
That report's been turned in to the Senate.
The House did pass House Bill 2528, amending the Amusement Ride Act with respect to inflatable devices and providing certain exemptions. The House also passed House Bill 2688, which provided zero malt beverage retailers licenses for farm wineries and producers. And the House passed House Bill 2710, increasing the alcohol volume percentage for wine, both fortified and domestic wine, from 14% to 16%.
Looks like we'll be busy. I had one other bill, I thought. Did we address 2087? Did you? 2087?
I'm sorry. We'll get that one from Andrew's chart here real quick. Mr. Chairman, 2087, the Senate appointed conferees from the Committee on Ways and Means, not Committee on Federal and State Affairs.
Okay, that'll be a different conference committee then.
And then I would point out, Mr. Chairman, there is an additional bill, the bill to increase the age for cigarette tobacco products to 21 is now passed the House, and so that would be conferenceable.
You have that number?
2340.
Yep. Okay.
Yes, the Sandhill Plum is also conferenceable.
It's below the line, though.
Yeah. But are you going to bring it above the line?
I don't know, I'm gonna talk to leadership. One of the bills that passed out today will be brought up above the line. So I try to get that brought above the line.
So, Jason, I would like for you to give me an amendment to this to show the election bills in one and the non-election bills in the other one, so that when I conference, I'll get the right ranking member here.
We can create a separate election spreadsheet just for that election conference committee.
That would be helpful. Thank you.
2085, I believe it was, last year got vetoed, that's right, Demar? Had the contents of 522, same as, is it 2089? That's that Eddie Eagle, the gun safety bill. That bill, yeah, 2089. So I'd like to put that on the list.
Now, Jason, would that still be an issue that we can conference on, since it was run and then vetoed and not overridden by the?
Yes, because the subject matter of 2089 had passed one chamber during this biennium under the rules, it is subject to conference committee.
Just want to make sure.
Which ones are our empty bills again?
In conference, there is 2138, House Bill 2252, and now House Bill 2540 is also, that was the Gold Star Families measure that passed in Senate Bill 330.
Do 2541. There's a lot of housing bills.
We'll do some of them, but we may not have enough vehicles. We need to,
Well, they'll all go into one.
yeah, okay.
Okay?
All right.
So I'm gonna tell my leadership, and they're talking with your leadership about 2540 will be the number to move out of here for the housing bills.
Well, I want to read those bills first.
No, I'm saying to use that number.
That number could use that for that, but we're not agreeing to run those bills yet until we have an opportunity from the House side, because those bills did not touch the House. And, so we want to look at them closely. Not that you would try to slip one over on us,
Yeah.
but you never know.
Yeah.
The House is always guarded when we deal with the Senate. We have to be. Yeah.
So I think we've got a pretty good assessment of what's there, so let the rest of these bills kind of follow through.
And this sheet's helpful, and it'll give us time to gather our thoughts and our arguments to use against the Senate. But as soon as we get the separate sheet with the elections bill, we'll set up a conference on the election bills.
Sure.
If you want to set up one this afternoon on these bills, we can certainly be amenable to.
On the election bills?
No, not on the election bills, on the other bills that we have, the alcohol bills
Okay.
or the, let me ask Jason.
Why don't we set one up tomorrow, and then we can kind of get our feet together?
That would be fine. I got a question for Jason on Senate substitute, or the Bill 34, supplement note for substitute for Senate Bill 34. Is there any other bill we have that's subject matter related? Would that have to be a standalone bill? No doubt, but I just want to see if we have to run that by itself, or if there's other bills that are subject. The reason I asked, we also have, and this is in a different committee, the Rules and Regs bill, which is 2087. And so both have to do with rules and regs. And although I have this one with Ways and Means in the Senate, would it be subject matter compatible as to putting them both together in one conference committee?
I think those would be under a single subject of administrative rules and regs and could be combined together in a single bill in conference.
Is there a possibility that you could have your leadership transfer 2087 over to us? And should we choose to do so, with modifications, of course, be able to put both of those in one bill and make another shell, a vehicle?
Let me work on that.
Okay.
I think there's a good possibility. So.
Yeah, okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman. So, or to Jason, what bill is going to be used for Eddie the Eagle bill? And confirm that bill number to me, please.
I can't tell you at this point. I'm
I-
not sure how many, maybe you
I
just.
can't tell you either. I mean, well,
If we combine 34 and 2087 into one bill.
Right.
For a conference committee, we would have another shell.
right, we're not saying we're putting Eddie the Eagle bill in anything. We're discussing everything that's out there. We haven't got that far down the road to even talk about that bill. I think what we've done tentatively, just talk about some of the loose ends bills, like the liquor bills, maybe. That's probably ought to be the next meeting, is to work on Senate Bill 2 and maybe wrap all the liquor bills into Senate Bill 2. Maybe meet first thing in the morning and knock that out. Is that what you're thinking?
I'm thinking same thing, but I would ask Jason a question. We're here on 479, which is the suffrage bill. Is there anything else in conference that would work with that? I mean, I think it's kind of unique. I mean, had we had the gold star, it would have been perfect, but it's already been passed out of the House and to the governor. So,
Passing the Senate position.
yeah, we always try to take the Senate's position. We do it once a year. Jason?
Mr. Chairman, at this time, I do not see another bill that has gone through the Fed and State Affairs Committees that would be within the single subject of memorial of the type described in 479.
Would the chairman agree that we can go ahead and do a conference committee report on 479, single subject, and get that wrapped up and back to the floors and keep things moving?
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Would that be agreeable? Agreeable to you? Oh, it does. You're okay with that? Just a single bill? It doesn't have anything else that can go with it? Okay. Then, Jason, I think we have an agreement.
Mr. Chairman, the change the Senate committee made was to change the effective date to Kansas Register. So,
The House will concede to that.
okay, then the House just needs to concur on Senate amendments to, or no, I guess,
The Senate
that
amendment.
work? Okay.
Yeah. So we'll just concur in conference. Right, I don't need a conference committee. We didn't put anything together, so we can just concur in conference. I think my vice chair will be the one that will carry that.
Senate won that position.
It did. Just keep marking them down.
Yeah.
What time do you want to meet tomorrow?
How's 9? Is that all right?
Well, the House always gets in early. We understand you're the afternoon guys, so I'm trying to
We
make
started
it.
at 8:30 this morning, so
Okay.
you want to do 8:30, we can do, but 9's better.
Well, I'm here at 7, so I'll get the coffee ready for you.
Okay, let's do 9. And Michael, try to get this room again. And so now you guys are working.
Let's talk about liquor bills tomorrow morning.
Okay, yeah. Liquor, all the liquor bills, and we'll preferably go to Senate Bill 2. And then I need to talk to my leadership about
Transfer of 2087,
2088.
2087,
Or is it, yeah, 20,
which is the one I have with Ways and Means. Senator, I'll be,
You can buy it at 9. We changed that last year.
if the chairman wants to agree to that, that's fine.
I'm good. You want, okay, let's do 9. And I'll talk to Chase about 2087 and see if we can't, and then see what's running too. I'll have a little more knowledge of tomorrow where we're at on the floor. And we'll work on liquor, and so we got one issue out of the way, suffrage, and then we'll
And
get
if
the
you get
liquor
the other,
bills.
if you get 34 or 2087 moved over to your conference,
Yeah.
I think that would be helpful.
And we will talk to, and we'll use the Gold Store family for them housing bills. And let's talk to, yeah, how's the gaming bill going?
Oh, it's going. Jason, on the housing bills, send us a list of what those bills are, so we can look them up and Just two, there's only two bills?
Yeah, there's, what is it, 369, is it 376? Yeah, as Representative Kelly had hearings on them in his committee, is my understanding. Might have been informational, I don't know, so. But, yeah,
Okay, well,
go ahead.
Also, tomorrow when we meet, will we, after we do the liquor bills, then we'll leave with a list for the election bills, or will we get that on the next time we conference?
it'll already be the next conference that one of us will call, or either one of us. I just have to have a different ranking member. Okay?
Yeah, so we'll probably work on liquor first, and then maybe later tomorrow, we can do elections, and, sorry.
And then maybe after that, if you get it re-referred to you, we could do the rules and regs.
Yeah. Maybe we can do sports wagering and, no, I'm joking.
Anything else, Mr.
I
Chairman?
think so, that's it.
All right, thank you very much
9
for
o'clock
calling the
tomorrow.
conference.
See you. Thank
All
you.
right.